guys, it's Miss Londa, and I'm really excited to get to see y'all again. Today, I had a great day. I got to see a lot of my friends, and I've been missing my friends so much. I know you're probably missing your friends too. And so whenever you have really, really good friends, it's just such a good thing. It's such a blessing, and I'm just glad that God gave me good friends. But today, we're going to talk about just the opposite. We're going to talk about toxic friendships. And it's something, last week we talked about healthy friendships. Today, we're going to talk about toxic friendships. And so the first thing that I want to tell you is our memory verse today. Our memory verse is Proverbs 13:20, and it says, "For a companion of fools suffers harm." A companion of fools suffers harm. And you may say, what's a companion? A companion is a friend. So let's say that and change the word out. For a friend of fools suffers harm. When you are a friend of fools, you will suffer harm. That's not my opinion. That's what the Bible says. When your friends are fools, when they act foolish, you will suffer harm. That's what the Bible's saying. Whew, that's pretty wild. Let's read the bottom line of what we're learning today. The bottom line. A friend of fools gets in trouble. Everybody say that with me. A friend of fools gets in trouble. Have you ever had a friend that was doing bad things and you were just hanging around with them and they got you in trouble? I know I have. I've had times that it seems like they almost tried to set a trap for me to get me in trouble with them. And oh man, I hated that. And I have had to learn to be picky of who I make my friend.
Don't monkey around with the devil. Don't monkey around with sin. Don't monkey around with the devil. Just say no to him. Don't monkey around with the devil. Don't monkey around with sin. Don't monkey around with the devil. Just say no to him. Satan is the father of lies, so don't you listen to him. Always say yes to God, and over sin you'll win. Don't monkey around with the devil. Don't monkey around with sin. Don't monkey around with the devil. Just say no to him. Satan is the father of lies, so don't you listen to him. Always say yes to God, and over sin you'll win. You'll win, you'll win, you'll win. Don't monkey around with the devil. Don't monkey around with sin. Don't monkey around with the devil. Just say no to him. Satan is the father of lies, so don't you listen to him. Always say yes to God, and over sin you'll win. You'll win, you'll win, you'll win. Don't monkey around with the devil. Don't monkey around with sin. Don't monkey around with the devil. Just say no to him. Just say no to him. Just say no to him. Don't monkey around with the devil. Ow!
Now, we're using a word today that we don't say all the time, and that word is fool. And I want to talk about what is a fool. Well, this is my definition of a fool. A fool is someone who repeatedly does stupid things. They know that what they are doing is foolish, but they don't learn from their mistakes. They do dumb things over and over and over. So I gave you the definition of a fool, and now I want to give you a list of foolish behavior. A list of things that fools do. Okay, are you ready? Number 1, they are a habitual liar. They lie and lie and lie. Don't forget that. Fools lie. The second thing that fools do is they have a potty mouth. They like to say dirty things and dirty words, and they like to use curse words. They say bad things and bad words. They have a potty mouth. The third thing that fools do is they're always getting in trouble. They don't care what the rules are. They break the rules and they always get in trouble. Got that? The fourth thing that fools do is they always challenge authority. They are rebellious, they don't like the rules, they don't follow the rules, and they on purpose break the rules. They challenge authority. They don't like to obey their parents, they don't like to obey their teachers, they don't like to obey the policemen, they don't like to obey the people who are responsible for them. So they are rebellious and they challenge authority. The fifth thing that fools do is they do things to harm their body. You might see them smoking cigarettes or taking drugs or drinking lots of alcohol or doing something to harm themselves. The Bible says that is foolish behavior, because we're supposed to treat our body like it's the temple of the Holy Spirit and take care of it. So the sixth things that you see fools doing is fools like to steal. They steal from other people. They don't work hard and buy their own things, but instead they break in, they steal, they sneak around and steal. They put their hands in other people's pockets and take their money out or in their purses. They're always stealing. That's another foolish behavior. So that's not the complete list, but I hope you get the idea of what a fool does. This is a list of things that a fool will do. Okay? Hey kids, so here's a little segment that is in our lesson book, and I want you to pay close attention. Do you remember our take-home point or our bottom line is that toxic friendships hurt us? They definitely hurt us. Toxic friendships will hurt you. And there's a lot of things that will hurt you. And it's my job to make sure you know about those things that will hurt you. Just like your mom and dad, it's their job to make sure you know what will hurt you. And so your mom and dad have allowed me to be your teacher today and to tell you some things that will hurt you. Now, I've already given you a list of things like having a potty mouth and saying bad words, stealing, being rebellious, not following the rules, challenging authority, and telling lies. Those are some things that a fool will do. But I also told you about some things that fools will do where they hurt themselves and they try to get you to do it too. And so today I want to talk about something that will definitely hurt you, and it's very foolish to do. And today I want you to see what I've got. Who can see this? It is a pack of cigarettes. Do you know about cigarettes? What do you know about cigarettes? Well, I'm going to tell you first off that they smell really bad. Oh, they're horrible. Whenever you smoke these things, that nasty smell gets all over you. It gets in your hair, it gets in your clothes, and it gets on your breath. You have terrible breath. And what's even worse about it is that it gets inside your lungs. The smoke from these nasty cigarettes get inside of your lungs and they hurt you. They do very much damage to you. And I just want to talk about what can happen if you smoke these things. Do you think it's a healthy thing to do? Well, it's not. Now, cigarettes are so harmful for you that the Surgeon General actually has put a warning on here that they're so bad for you that they'll hurt you. And like I ask you, are they healthy for you? No, they are not healthy for you. They're not healthy for you to smoke them, and it's not healthy for you to be around anyone else who's smoking. They harm you. They harm our bodies. They actually, we eat good, healthy food so we can be healthy and strong. Well, these things are the opposite. They don't make you healthy and they don't make you strong. They do toxic things and they harm you on the inside. And just like these are toxic to you, it's one of the things I was talking about is something that's dangerous and bad for you, the list of things that fools do. Well, just like they're toxic for you, toxic friendships can hurt you too. Having friends who are toxic and want to do bad things and want to try to get you to do bad things is not good for you, and it can hurt you. And my job today is to tell you about that so that you can be on guard and be watching for anybody who claims to be your friend, but they try to get you to do bad things. So now I want to tell you the story that's in the Bible. It's in Luke chapter 15 if you want to read it yourself. But it's the story of a foolish son. A foolish son. And it starts at verse 11 if you want to read with me. But let me tell it to you. So Jesus said, he told this story. He said, there was a man who had 2 sons. And the younger son said to his father, Father, let me have the part of the family riches that's going to be coming to me whenever you die. That means I want my inheritance now. And then the father went ahead, he divided everything that he owned between his two sons. And soon after, the younger son took all the money that his dad had given to him, even though it should have been given to him when his father died. His father went ahead and gave it to him, and he took all that money he had given to him, and he packed it all up, and he went into another country far, far away. And there, in this other country, he found all these cool things, and he tried to make all these friends and tried to have as much fun as he could, and he spent all the money that his father had given him on wild and foolish living. And so when all his money was gone, he did not even have 1 penny left. He was so hungry, he didn't have any way to eat food, and there was no food for him. There's no food in the land. He went to work for this man in that far away country. He found somebody who would give him a job finally, and his job was taking care of pigs. He had to go in the pigsty, which is the pig pen. He had to go in the pig pen, and with the pigs, he had to get some slop and some old trash food to feed him, all the leftover scraps and junk that people had thrown away, yucky food, and that was what they fed the pigs. And that was his job, was to get all of that gross food and feed it to the pigs. But he was so hungry himself because he had spent all of his riches on foolish things and he didn't have any left for food. He was so hungry that he was ready to just get his face down there in the pig bowl and eat the pig food with the pigs. He didn't even care. It wasn't even gross to him anymore. Food that he would have never eaten before, and he certainly never ate like that when he lived in his father's house. He always had a warm bed and good food that his mom cooked, and sat down at the table, and all that he was thinking about all the good times he had when he was with his family. And he had good food to eat. He had clothes to wear. He was well taken care of. And now here he was. He had been completely foolish, spent all of his money, and here he is living with pigs and eating food out of the pig's food bowl. How gross is that? But he was so hungry, he didn't even care anymore. And he just began to think about what a fool he had been, that he had wasted all this money. And he said to himself, my father pays men to work for him at his farm, and they have all the good food they want. They have plenty to eat. They have a warm bed to sleep in. And here I am living in a pig pen with pigs, and that's the best I can do is just to eat pig food. He said, even the men who work for my dad have it better than I do. He said, I'm so hungry. I'm going to get up out of this pig pen, and I'm going to go to my father, and I'm going to say to my father, Father, I have sinned. I've sinned against you. I've done terrible things. I'm not even good enough to be called your son anymore. But may I please come and have a job like one of your workers and be paid so I can at least buy food and have a place to live. He said, please, Dad, will you just give me a job? And so the son got up, and he had the plan in his head. He went to his father, and he had to come from a long way because he had gone to a faraway country. So it took him for a long time to get there, but he finally turned down the street that his dad lived on. And he was walking down the street, and it was a long, long road to go, but he just couldn't wait to get there. He started to remember how wonderful it was when he was at his father's house. And while he was way down the road, his father happened to be outside, and his father saw him walking down the road. And his father was so full of love and so full of forgiveness. His father just started running down the yard and running down the driveway and running down the street. And he ran up and he put his arms around his boy and he kissed him and he loved on him. And the son said, "Father," just like he had imagined he would do. He said, "Father, I've sinned against heaven. I've sinned against you. I've wasted everything that you blessed me with. I'm not even good enough to be your son." But that father said, he looked around and he saw all the men working in the fields and the different men. And he said, "Hurry, I want you to go to my house. I want you to get my best coat and I want you to get my best ring and I want you to bring it here and I want you to put it around my son. And I want you to put the ring on his hand and I want you to put some shoes on his feet. And then go out there and I want you to get the biggest steaks and I want you to get that steak and I want you to cook it on the grill and make him a really good meal and we're going to eat and we're going to be happy." And the father began to just rejoice and he was so happy his son had come home. And he said, "We're going to have a party because my son who had run off and I didn't know where he was just like he was dead. He is alive again. He was lost. He was a fool. He was doing foolish things. And now he has been found. He has come home. So let's get ready to eat and let's have a good time."
Oh, morning, Mom. Is breakfast ready? What time is it? Is it cold outside? I like summer better. Why do I have to get up so early? I wonder what's for breakfast. I hope I don't have to dissect anything in science class. Mint is way better than cinnamon. Why would anyone like cinnamon toothpaste? Cinnamon gum is good though. Mom, there's this cool new software I saw that you could text message and everything. Can I get it, Mom? Can I invite Beth over after school, Mom? Can I? I love talking to Beth. She's such a good listener. She doesn't look bored and she nods at everything. Thanks for the ride, Mom. Think about that cell phone, please. Bye. Hi, Beth. I'm so not looking forward to science class. I asked for a new cell phone. When I come home after school, science class wasn't that bad. I was so bored. I couldn't eat or talk or like anything. So Beth, I found this video you gotta see. It actually shows a baby giraffe dancing. Hilarious, right? Don't answer that. I know what you're thinking. Why would it be so not even funny? Where is my mom? So, what do you want to do at my house? We could watch that giraffe video. That would be fun. Hi, Mom. Beth's dad said she could come over after school today. So, how about that cell phone?
Listen up, sweetheart. You talk a lot. So much that, nobody else has a chance to say anything.
I'm a good listener.
All right, I'm going to ask you 3 questions about people that you know. And if you can answer most of it, I will buy you that cell phone.
Deal.
All right, question number 1. What is the name of Beth's dog?
Fido. No. General Whiskers.
0 for 1.
That was a tough one.
All right, remember last night at dinner when your father was telling us what he wanted for his birthday, but you kept interrupting and telling us how scarves were just mini blankets?
Hey, that's true. They are.
All right, question number 2. What did your father ask for as a birthday present?
A lawnmower. Golf clubs. A hammer? I give up.
Oh, you really need to learn to take the time to listen, because you'll get to know people better, and if you take the time to listen to God, He'll tell you things that are important.
No cell phone?
No, not until you learn to listen.
Okay, now that you're not talking, I have a few things to say to you. First of all, my dog's name is Wilbur Droopington. You've met him like 20 times. Oh, and I totally was the one who showed you that giraffe video in the first place.
You were?
I want to talk about a certain word that we've been talking about. And our bottom line is about whenever friends do bad things repeatedly, then trouble's going to follow. A friend of fools gets in trouble. And our memory verse is, a companion of fools suffers harm. Proverbs 13:20. And I talked to you about that foolish son who had run off from home, and he was doing all kinds of bad things and spending all of the blessing money that his father had given him until he had nothing left. And he was doing those things repeatedly. So I want to talk about the word repeatedly. Repeatedly. Everybody say that. Repeatedly. Whenever friends do bad things repeatedly, then trouble will follow. Have you ever played any kind of game? The game I'm trying to think of is jump rope. Who here has ever got a jump rope? And you get the jump rope and you have to learn how to swing it around, and you have to learn how to jump just at the right time, right? You can't jump at the wrong time or you won't be jump roping. Some of the things that you need to jump rope are a jump rope. So if you have a jump rope, why don't you grab a jump rope and do a little jump roping whenever we finish this lesson. But here's what I want you to do. Whenever you jump rope, I want you to get a friend or get your mom and dad, and as you jump rope, I want them to count how many times you actually jump. And, you know, sometimes you're jumping, and then your feet get a little off, and you kind of stumble, or your feet hit the rope, and then it's over with. You have to start all over again. But you repeatedly have to jump, and you get in the exact right timing, and your brain is telling your feet when to jump. Your brain is telling your arms when to turn the rope, whenever to swing the rope. And so everything has to work together. It's repeatedly, over and over again, your feet are jumping. Repeatedly, over and over again, your arms are swinging the jump rope. If you get off and you stop repeatedly, then the whole process is going to stop. Well, I'm talking about a fun game, but I want to talk about negative things that you could do repeatedly. Bad things that you might do repeatedly. Bad things. And we talked about the 6 things that fools do, and that's when they're doing these things repeatedly. If you just told one lie and then you're like, wow, I should have never done that. That was wrong. I learned my lesson. And from then on, you make a point to always tell the truth. Then that means you're being smart. You're being wise. But a fool will repeatedly lie. They are a repeat liar or a habitual liar. So liars repeatedly lying, it makes them a fool. A person, we talked about a potty mouth, a person who repeatedly says bad words, says curse words, that is a fool, and that is foolish behavior. Always getting in trouble. A fool is always getting in trouble. They repeatedly do dumb or even stupid things, and they just repeatedly do it, just like jump roping. You know, is a good thing to do repeatedly, but getting in trouble is bad. You do not want to be that kid that is repeatedly getting in trouble. The 4th thing is challenging authority, and that's where your parents tell you to do something and you talk back to your parents and tell them, no, you're not going to do it, or you talk behind your parents' back, but just challenging authority. You've got to learn that you don't challenge authority, that you do what you are told to do by the people who are in charge of you. And that's what's expected of you. But a person who repeatedly is getting in trouble, repeatedly challenging authority, they are being foolish. And then the 5th thing is smoking or doing things that hurt your body. Smoking, taking drugs, all kinds of things like that. When you repeatedly do that, then you are being a fool. The sixth thing on the list is stealing, repeatedly stealing. That is foolish behavior. So all these things that are the behavior of a fool are the things that you need to watch for, that you do not want to make friends with somebody who is doing things like that, because that would be a toxic friendship.
Don't monkey around with the devil. Don't monkey around with sin. Don't monkey around with the devil. Just say no to him. Don't monkey around with the devil. Don't monkey around with sin. Don't monkey around with the devil. Just say no to him. Satan is the father of lies, so don't you listen to him. Always say yes to God, know the sin you'll win. Don't monkey around with the devil. Don't monkey around with sin. Don't monkey around with the devil. Just say no to him. Satan is the father of lies, so don't you listen to him. Always say yes to God, know the sin you'll win. You'll win, you'll win, you'll win. Don't monkey around with the devil. Don't monkey around with sin. Don't monkey around with the devil. Just say no to him. Satan is the father of lies, so don't you listen to him. Always say yes to God, know the sin you'll win. You'll win, you'll win, you'll win. Don't monkey around with the devil. Don't monkey around with sin. Don't monkey around with the devil. Just say no to him. Just say no to him. Just say no to him. Don't monkey around with the devil.